Hi, this is Dave Franecki. I'm with CAPSTONE Capital USA. We buy seller finance notes. We sell seller finance notes. We help sellers structure the transaction so that that note would be saleable down the road. In this particular video, we're going to be talking about how do you find a mortgage note buyer, broker that you can trust and feel comfortable with. And it's not always just about the price. It's maybe, will they really close? So listen in. You might just find a nugget and find it very interesting. Talk soon. Hey, Dave here. Today, I want to talk about something that's really near and dear to my heart, and should be near and dear to your heart too. When you're looking to sell your note, how do you find a mortgage note broker or buyer that you can actually trust? So selling a note is really an important step in your life. It means a lot of money to you one way or another. And so you're looking for a note buyer broker, and not just any note buyer or broker. Your money, your future is on the line. You want to find the right one that fits you, your asset, and your personality that you know, like, and trust, and you can follow your gut and say, yeah, this is the right person to go to. So selling a mortgage note, it's just not about price. One of the questions I always get, and it's part of the deal, a note seller is going to ask, I just need to know a price. How much can I get for my note? And at the end of the day, that is what it's about, or is it? For some, selling a note is not just about price. It's about getting out of the hassle of collecting the payments. It's about dealing with defaulted buyers or potentially defaulted buyers. It's about having that peace of mind at night, knowing that the payment is due the next day and you're not going to have to hassle with them about it. It's about reporting the taxes at the end of the year for the note buyer. Or it's about having your money tied up for the full length of the note and not having the money just dribble in. It's about getting a lump sum. So there's 7 tips that I'd like to share with you about finding a trustworthy note buyer / broker. Just like when you agreed to sell your property with seller financing, it was a difficult decision, I'm sure. There was a lot of variables that came into it. Is this person going to continue paying? What kind of challenges are there going to be? I just don't know if I want to do it. Same thing with selling what you've got. So you need to find a company that fits your #1 priority. The good news, whatever your reason for selling, you'll be able to leave all the negative parts behind. When that note is sold, you're done, regardless of the price. So there's 7 things to look for. You're looking for somebody that's trustworthy and experienced. So #1, how long has that note buyer, that note broker been in the industry? You don't want to start out with somebody that's just new and you're going to be breaking them into the game. It's a learning curve you don't want to be part of. So find one that's been in the industry for several years. Take advantage of their learning experience and their expertise, and they'll be able to give you several options for what you're looking for. #2, you're looking for spotless records and reputations. CAPSTONE Capital, Dave Franecki, we have a spotless reputation in the marketplace. We've worked hard to get that. We're branded as professional, somebody you can trust. So be careful about who you go with. Look out for scams. Look out for unlawful or fraudulent cases that are attached to people. Look for the reviews online for the people. Look at their website. You'll get a sense of what's there. Look at their testimonials. A great place to start would be Google Business, LinkedIn, Facebook business profiles. Any of those, look at them and follow your gut. #3, double check. When you get your offer, make sure there's no hidden fees. Before signing any deals, make sure that all fees and all services are listed up front. Some companies charge thousands of dollars in hidden and unlisted fees. And it's essential to partner, because you are partnering with a note buyer that's willing to tell you all your options right up front. So having a note buyer that offers you transparency gives you peace of mind. And the same goes for the quotes. Look at what's written there. When you get the ball rolling, any reputable company will give you a free, no obligation quote. #4, performing versus non-performing note buyers. Some folks only specialize in performing. Some only specialize in non-performing. Some specialize in both. So a critical question to ask your prospective note buyer is, what type of paper do they work with? Do they normally work with performing notes, if that's in fact what you're selling? Or they might only specialize in non-performing or sub-performing. Ask them that question. Ask them how many they've done, how long they've been in the business. Before you get too far into the deal, double check again on that experience. Keep asking about that. Don't waste your time with somebody that's just going to blow smoke. And just make sure it's clear and clean and concise for you. Like I said, it's very, very important. And it's better not to do a deal than to do a bad deal. Number 5, are they helpful? Do they answer your questions clearly and concisely? Or do they divert? Or they say, well, it depends. Keep drilling down, get your questions answered, feel comfortable. And you should never, ever feel out of line about asking any question. Any question is a good question, because if you don't know it, it's hard for you to make a decision. And I know from my perspective, I don't want to do a deal with anybody because they feel uncomfortable down the road, or they feel they haven't asked their questions, or they say, I don't want to do this. So a few factors to consider before signing on the dotted line is, do they take the time to explain the process? Do they outline all the indicators that determine your note's value? Are they easy to reach and get a hold of? Or do they always go to voicemail? Do they respond to email? Do they respond to text? Do they have a professional website with online resources, including an FAQ page? These are all critical for the process to understand it. So number 6, look at the fair market value offer, or let's just call it, is the offer they gave you a fair market offer? And it can't be done without seeing the mortgage note, without looking at the supporting documents, and some of the backup. From that, yes, things can change, depending upon pay histories and things like that. But that is definitely needed before they can make an intelligent decision. With so many factors that go into determining a note's value, it's easy to get lost in the process. So just be cautious. And if you're not familiar with the note industry, with determining values, you've got a couple of options. You can hire a real estate attorney. You can hire a financial advisor, take a look at everything and verify things for you. You can compare multiple bids from different companies and see how they stack up. Interview them, just like you do with anything else you're buying. Research similar seller finance property values in your neighborhood. Compare the values that you see online compared to what the broker says about the value of the property in your area. And finally, number 7, follow your gut. You know when you know. You always know when you know. A great note broker will make you understand. They'll make sure that you feel comfortable. And if they don't go with them. Even if it's me, you got to feel comfortable. So a note broker has people skills. They use them in a way that's positive for everybody. It's a win-win situation. It's required in this particular industry to have those people skills. And at the end of the day, you'll find working with a note broker that you can trust makes a big difference. So why Capstone? Why Dave Franecki? Here's what we pride ourselves on. I don't want to delay. I want to make it go as quickly as possible. However, I can only move as quickly as possible as the documentation that I request is given to me. So with that, I'm proud about our customer service. That's something I really, really strive for. It's everything. At the end of the day, I want you to be able to say, yes, I'd love to give you a testimonial on your service. Get competitive quotes, as we talked about. We feel we're competitive in the marketplace based upon the documentation that's given to us. We have strong financial backing. If we can't buy it ourselves, we have investors that will buy. So any size note we can buy. It's not a problem as long as the numbers work for us. We like to give multiple options with our offers. We can buy a full, we can buy a partial. There will be a separate video on buying a partial of a note or a piece of a note. But we like to give those because people buy from options. I don't like to be boxed into a corner, and I know you don't either. And everything we do is confidential. We don't go spreading it all over the place, and I know you wouldn't want that either. What you have is your private business. And we have the credibility in the industry. Check us out. And I'd love to work with you. So the good news is, for whatever your reason for selling, you'll be able to leave a negative part of your note behind you, regardless of the price. But price is still very, very important. I don't want to diminish that aspect from your perspective. Hi, Dave here. Thanks for listening in. If you could go to our website, take a look at our testimonials. I think you'll find them very interesting. We have folks that have sold through us, folks that have invested with us. Check us out online. It'll give you a real good insight in terms of who we are, who Capstone is. We'd love to speak with you. In the meantime, go to our Capstone website. You'll find the Note Holder's Handbook. I think you'll find it very, very interesting. Talk soon.